Hi, this is just a really quick video on how to simplify powers of I. And the reason you're watching this video is because you struggled a little bit with simplifying those powers on your last assessment. So I want to go through a few examples. So my first example is if I had I to the 24th power, and whenever you're simplifying the powers of I, what you really want to remember is you want to remember that we need to divide the exponent by 4. And the reason we do that is because I to the 4th equals 1, and then we can just substitute in 1 for all of those powers. So divide by 4, why? Because I to the 4th equals 1. So when I look at this first one, I say, okay, I to the 24th. What is 24 divided by 4? And I can do my math if I don't remember that. Oops, 24 divided by 4, and I figure out, oh, that's 6. And when I do that, there are no remainders, so there's nothing else I need to do. And as I wrote over here, I to the 4th is just 1. So that means I have now 1 in the parentheses to the 6th power, and 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1, I think I said 6 times, is just 1. So when you simplify powers of I, you really want to divide by 4 in order to get something simpler broken down. Likewise, in my second example, if I do I to the, let's just say 36. Again, I want to divide by 4. So if I take 36 and I divide 36 by 4, I get 9. And there's nothing else left over. So that means I have 1, because I to the 4th is 1, to the 9th, and 1 times itself 9 times is just 1. So as we simplify powers of I, we first want to start off with just recognizing that you divide by 4. Now, sometimes you get examples where you have I to the 49th power. And we know that 49 is not divisible by 4, but we're going to still divide by 4. So 49 divided by 4. 4 goes into 4 one time. 1 times 4 is 4. Subtract 0, bring down the 9. 4 into 9, it goes in there 2 times. We're left with 8, so I have a remainder of 1. And that remainder is really important because when I write this, I have I to the 4th, and we actually see that 4 goes into 49 12 times. But what this 1 tells us is that 1 tells us that I have 1 more I left over. Well, this first part, I to the 4th, is just 1 to the 12th times I. Well, now this is just 1 times I. And 1 times I is just I. So by dividing by 4, you're figuring out how many times 4 goes into that problem, but then you're also figuring out the remainder. And the remainder is how many I's do I have left at the end. Let's just do one more example. Okay, so my next example is I to the, let's make it, 58. Again, we want to divide 58 by 4. So 58 divided by 4. 4 goes into 5 once. Drop the 4, 1, 18. 4 goes into 18 4 times. I get 16, and I get a remainder of 2. So again, what that means is I to the 4th, 58 divided by 4 goes in 14 times, but I have a remainder of 2. Anything that's I to the 4th is just 1, so I have 1 raised to the 14th times I squared. This is just 1 times I squared. So I get I squared. Now what we've seen in our class is that I squared is the only number that actually gives us -1. So my answer to this last one is -1 because I squared is -1 that we found out from our table. So there's 3 examples that go over simplifying the powers of I.